Now, I'm not sure what this is, but I think it's gas. A gas pipe. I don't know what the hell that is under there. Looks like mold. Yeah, anyway. I don't see any tape around it. That's the thing, and it is very loose. The whole pipe is weird. It moves. I don't want to touch it too much, but still. It pushes in and out, so... I'm not sure that's with the safety regulations. Not 100% sure. So when they came out, they stuck this tape on here. So that's new, this tape. Interesting. I'm not sure this is supposed to be on here. It's supposed to be this loose. There's a whopping great big tear in there. I just got to paint over it, plane it down and paint over. And this narrowly misses the water pipe in the wall. Interesting. Anyway, neither here nor there. It's all turned off. Very good. So I'm pretty sure that this stuff is supposed to have some sort of tape around it. And again, I'm not sure what that is. I think it's for an electric cooker. But how close is it to this? And it's going green in certain areas. So I don't know, maybe it is, maybe it isn't a gas pipe, I don't know. But anywho, and then there is this. It's old. There's another bit here. It's all very old, so someone has clearly known that that's happened, and it seems to be all over here at one point, and it's traced down the wall here. Off the electrics. Now, I happen to know what does that, and I'm going to go up there and I'll show you what does it. Before we do that, we'll just check on this one up here, which traces from the light. It runs all the way down and across to here. Now, that was like that when moving in, so, and as far as I know, it isn't leaking, but there again, I don't know. It runs over there to the light, runs all the way across the wall. Ceiling. It's hard to get it on the angle, but it's warped the ceiling across there. My concern is lights. And it's also made its way across here at one point as well. So I think from the water tank, I'm not sure. I don't know if you can quite see the... No, it's probably because the light's on. Let's see if we turn it off. Ah, there we go. You can see that it traces across here, so from the stairs over, and it's run all the way along here at one point. I think I can see the old stain behind it. Now, whether that's really that bad or not, both of them pour into the light. Then it runs across there, all the way over to there. It was like it when moved in, and I did tell them about it, if it was okay if I just sort of fixed that, and they asked if it was leaking. Same with this one up here. I don't know if you can see it. Well, we're in the kitchen in here. You know that? Now it looks fresh. So past, and it must have been quite a whopper because it must have come all the way over here as well. And down the wall. This is definitely a watermark. Don't know if you can slightly see it behind the old paint. There. Now, I know what causes this. This is interesting. So it hasn't been fixed, but I know what causes it. And this one over here. Again, I chased this to find out where this came from, and it comes from under the bath panel. because this is directly underneath the bath, a light under a bath, I don't know about that. It's an accident waiting to happen. And the pipe that comes down had a massive lump of limescale sticking out along with some mould. Interesting. So now we're upstairs. And as you can see, minus these beads and an old electrical cable, I don't think it's live. But even still, whatever. Yeah. The same shit that was back in. Ooh, got some memories of that. Now, I don't know if you can see it. Now that's a past leak. Well, so I thought. It actually isn't. These beads are here. These are those scented beads. If it ever were to leak, you'd smell it. That's the interesting thing. Anyway, let's have a look. It comes from this. This. If this is turned too much open, it'll leak. And this puts the water into the tank. So if it's too far open, it will begin leaking. Interesting, really. There you are. See it? Look at that. My word, what water quality is that? That's the main tap into the... So I think it's mould. There you are. So this, I turn this off for a bit because we haven't been using it because of this particular reason here. Look at that. That goes into the tank anyway, doesn't matter. I only just discovered this because we had the water off for a while. We've been using bottled water. So I have to turn this in and then it stops leaking. So you can see how a past leak hasn't actually been fixed. They've just screwed this. This whole washer doesn't really work. You have to turn the actual mains off completely in order to prevent that. There you are. Look at that. Let's give it a sniff. Yeah, I didn't really smell much on it, but there you are. Look at that. That is grubby. So that's the valve. That's a valve. Gone in there, I think. The washer's gone, and therefore it's probably been on for a while. But my question is that when they come out, they just touch around. I saw this back at our last property. They just touch around. Nope. Can't see a leak. Can't find a leak. If it was all leaking, it's probably condensation and this, that, and the other. It isn't. It's not. It's that. So I'll have to call that in. But there again, the gutter outside has been over a year that I called that in, and they haven't even fixed that, so it's all pissing into the foundations. No soak away. It's just weird little things like this. And then they'll come out, and then what? I got to take their aggression. I got to take their arsiness. So that's clearly old because of the floor. You see that? See all the flooring down there? It's not been cleaned away properly. And then underneath the flooring, that's the next bit. So, yeah, hence why I turned everything off, because it's just like more problems that you have to go through. And then trying to get them to do anything is another thing. And right near electrics, I mean, this is insane to me, but there you are. That is such an old problem that it left damage on the ceiling down below, and it's clear it hasn't been fixed. It's just been turned slightly. So to turn this off, which stops the water in the hot water tank, it doesn't, because it doesn't work. When I turn that, I still get water come through. Not much, but still, there's still something coming through there. So yeah, I'll call that in. And then it led me to the bath, under the bath panel. Which I then got into under here. I took all of this off. I'll do it now and show you where I found the other. I just got to wash my hand here. But you see, to turn that tap down in there, we get no water. If I turn that all the way off, we will get no water in the taps upstairs or downstairs. Interesting. Let me just pause that. There we are. There. That's the leak from there. I have recently just put this in. There you are. Now, I had knocked that off, so it's obviously grown, and something else that's drawn to my attention is this over here. This is wet. Oh, where the hell is that coming from then? Is it a wall problem? Is there integrity somewhere else glitched in? Oh, for fuck's sake. This gets more than beyond a joke, this does. Oh, living with fucking landlords, mate, that just... And you can see from the ceiling... Oh, it definitely isn't leaking, is it? So someone came out and painted the house and couldn't find any of this, no? That's the bit that annoys me with these. That's limescale. That's clearly a leaking issue there. Oh my fucking days. I just quit, to be honest. I really do quit with all of this type of living. Oh my fucking days. So something is leaking. Where are you? Where's that coming? Oh, there's limescale around there. So I'm gonna guess it's from the plug. Looks like it could be to me. Oh. Yeah, there is something. Here we go again. That's from there, is it? Nope. Ooh, there is something. Ah, fuck's sake. See, we haven't used. Ah, there you are. I think I see it. Let me see if I can zoom in. See that big lump of limescale there? There it is. I'm pretty sure it's that. Follow the limes. Ah, there it is. It just dripped. There it is. And what, to be insulted by the company? So it's coming from this here. So what's that? Overflow. Okay. That's interesting. So there's probably no washer on there. It's definitely that bit, isn't it? Yep. And there we are. Oh my days. See, we didn't use it. That's the thing. Look at all of that. So only in the recent time have we used this. So in the last couple of days. So there you are. Haven't had a shower, not a proper shower, in over a year. It must be my birthday. And everybody else's. But we have to put the plug in just in case. Because of the leaks. Now, on the last videos, you'll see that that is such a... When you see it on the ceiling like that, it almost is trained to run into the light. And it's not actually leaking downstairs that I can see, but there's your warped ceiling is over this side, and there's the light is somewhere here, somewhere over here. So I blocked that just in case, because here. And then what, I call them out, and then they come and, oh, I can't see nothing. Oh, my fucking days. It's just one thing after a fucking another with this. You go from one house in disrepair and you enter straight into another one. And then what, to call it in, you then get insulted. Oh, you're gonna insult my intelligence. Well, it's not leaking, said the inspector that come round. Not that I know of. Why? What does a leak look like? Shouldn't that have been enough for them to trigger something to come here? If that's not that, it's the gutter as well. And then if I call it in, I'm just going to move away from all of this because you know what? I quit. I really do. I quit with all of this shit. It's like another assassination attempt that if that drips into the light, it can kill us. Because the energy will run up the pipe from the leak. It will hit into this. I'm sure this all covers in it. Fuck's sake, mate. Incompetence is all it is. And then the first time you have a shower, you're met with this. This one's not really that bad, I think. It's just a washer. It looks like the overflow. Why there's two on there, I'll never know. So it looks like it's this. So that's a washer, but look at all the limescale there. And you mean to tell me that no one checked that? This hasn't been used in a year. For a hunch, a particular hunch. Oh, it's constant, mate. And then you always have to have saffron builders in your fucking life where they just check. First time I opened that, there was a massive piece sticking off of here. And clearly it's an old leak. So the past tenant must have known something about that. Called it in and probably got fed a load of crap. And the same with the one over there, and they've just painted over it. No one's been out to chase it. I mean, the dust. Look at it. Competence. It's incompetence. You know, and I gotta be honest, I think I'm done with all of this, because then what? I have to call out the repairs, and then it becomes a thing of, oh, these problems seem to follow you around. Not really. No. This precedes me. This is not after me, because of the last videos. I've got lots of them where I put it up at the ceiling. That's what made us stop having baths. We were washing, but in the sink, and we were using bottled water. There's a difference. Oh man. And then again, in a bathroom where there's lots of steam, I come across other things as well. Look, have a look at this. This is like, look at that. You mean to tell me that that's older than a year, is it? It's fucking savage, mate. Rust. Just... oh man, and no one comes out to check this stuff, ever? No one thinks, well, we're just going to do an inspection on these things. Yeah, but they want to come into your house to make sure you've got this tenancy agreement to stick to, and that tenancy agreement to stick to, and it's just... it's just never ending. And this is what, Saffron? They've got way too many houses, they can't look after the ones they've got, but let's go and build them some more, shall we? More houses for them to mistreat. I mean, it's common sense, really, isn't it? The only reason how I found all of this was because, you know, I didn't really want to look. This is a new house. What is it? 16 years old. And the same problems back at, what do you call it? Lincoln Avenue up and see. They just can't look after nothing. This reminds me of people who are entitled and don't care. And then what? Landlord's insurance? What fucking landlord's insurance? It's a fucking insurance scam, isn't it? That's all it is. Let's pay an insurance. Let's charge the tenants for crap. And you'll be like, why have you not had a shower in over a year? For a couple of reasons, really. The water quality is pretty bad. And then they'll say, oh, we were going to check that when we come out to do the check, but you didn't let us. Yeah. Because you did the same check before we moved in, yeah? Before we moved here. You did all of these checks before we moved here. Then explain to me why I have video evidence to support that this was already like it when we moved in. With your checks. That was an empty house. No one to show off into, no one to stop you. And then in a year, you're going to mean to tell me that all of this shit happened? Yeah, alright. There's way too much damage for that to be a year. And we haven't used it. So I think we'll go back to, that's why we haven't used the gas either, because the gas pipes run underneath here. I'm almost willing to bet it, the gas pipes run under here. And if they haven't checked that, there's no holes in the floor. How have they checked the integrity of copper pipes? And with how long these things have been leaking for? And then it hasn't been cleared away properly, so we've got one floor that sits here. It's about the depth of the bath. Sits from here to here. Now, how do I know the copper pipes run underneath the bath? Well, let me let you into a little secret. Let me show you something. Oh, because this is weird. If I can navigate through here. Well, you get some good close-ups, don't you? Right, let me move this out of the way. Still under construction. Do forgive me. Look here. So we go down to the floor. There's a really fucked up smell come from under here. I can't explain it any other way. Now, I might not be able to lift this up because my bed is on it. But I might be able to push my bed. Give me a second. Oof. Boy, that bed is heavy. There we are. I think we've got enough room here. Now, there's a very bad smell coming from under here. So, here we are. Landlord's lovely job. Look at that. So I'm pretty sure, fuck knows what, it's probably the shake and vacs, got them through the gaps. Yeah, it is. I do use shake and vacs. Wow, that's a lot. That is not mine though. Oh, it stinks. Oh, it fucking stinks under here. Oh. Yeah, let's have a little look. Fuck is all that? So I think these are gas pipes, to be honest. Oh, that's where all those bits are coming from, isn't it? Fuck, that stinks. There's a really strange smell under here. And I think that's the gas pipe. I think it's this one. If I had to guess that. That's the gas pipe. And it runs underneath your floorboards, which then is parallel with the bath, right? Man, the fuck is all that? I don't think that is shaken vacs on second thoughts. I don't know what the fuck that is. Filthy. No idea. So there's a great big whopping hole somewhere. And then, if it's a gas pipe, should there be energy running close to it? Unconnected, loose electricity supply running right underneath the pipe. I mean, is that illegal? I think it is. And energy in a water pipe. That's interesting. So that's electricity. And that runs underneath your gas pipe, bah? I'm pretty sure that's legal. Fuck is all that dust, man? Honestly, I thought it was shaken vacs, but that's the stuff here. What the fuck is all that? Yeah, I don't know, mate. There's some fucking bodgy shit right there. And then, is it supposed to be housed in the wood like that? Because it looks like it's pressing on the pipe. One side not, one side yes. And that's your gas pipe, bah? Running in your house. If that ever broke, you're a dead man. Well, actually it would fill into the cavity, into these gaps. What else is in here anyway? A lot of fucking orbs. Yeah, I don't know. I think that's illegal. I think that breaks the law. See, they cut corners. They don't give a shit, mate. Look at that. Feel safe, anyone? We've got a warping in that pipe. Straight through there, straight through. Who gives a shit? Job done. Cheap as chips, you know. Oh. Look at that. And then we have what? Safety inspection that doesn't come out and check the pipes. It passed. But this is the only trapdoor into the floor. None under the bath where it's been leaking. That runs under the bath, I'm sure of it. And I reckon there's another join in there that then goes downstairs for the gas cooker. Interesting. And it breaks all safety protocols, because I'm pretty sure the gas pipe is not supposed to touch energy. There you are, but there you are. Who gives a shit? Oh, man. And then when the gas is on, there's a really bad smell come out of here. There you are. That's interesting, isn't it? And then I wonder how long it takes for copper to corrode under the bath panel, because that leak is fucking prehistoric. And then it's about the next tenants, the last tenants that used to live here. Did they ever call in a leak by any chance? Ooh, on your system? Oh man, it's covered me in fucking dust. I don't know, whatever. I don't question it these days. There you are. Right, there's one accident away from disaster. Yeah. And they want to come in and talk about my solar panel safety and everything else. Fuck off. You're a joke, mate. What a joke. And there you are. So that runs, I imagine, somewhere under here. And we were at the other side here. So it was around, what, here? To here. And then the bathroom's in here. And it's funny because there's an eggy smell in here. Ironic that it's a bathroom, right? And then that runs here, where all of this staining is. This floor was already down when we were here. That's a rust patch, I think. But there you are. That runs in there. Really bad smell in here. Well, there was, until they fixed the valve on the energy. I'm getting the gas meter taken out anyway. So there you are. That's some fun little shit for you. And I can prove this because back in, when we come here the first time, we did a sweep round with the video. So, yeah, if it's me, and this problem always follows me, And right underneath there is where that area leak is, but I think it's leaking in the cavity. That's the difference. Right there, somewhere over there, but you don't see it. And this was already like it when we moved in. And there's the light. Look at that. It's almost like assassination attempt to tell me that it ain't. Come on. Good on you, Saffron. But yeah, your safety check, I mean, yeah. Yeah, okay. And then we're going to get an audit where you bring your big boys out, pull out your big guns and come to check on it. Do you know what? If I need a check, here's what I will do. I will pull out someone else. And then what is this with this fucking nation that no one's regulating this crap? I'm surprised people haven't died. And then, what's the difference with the other houses? All the houses in this area seem to be built at a similar time. But their gas pipes run on the outside of the building. But these ones run on the inside. Just so happens where there is a leak. Oh, tell my old son, buy yourself another lottery ticket, will you? You made it through fucking Bunwell. And then you wonder how Bunwell ended up the way it did. Look at this shit, mate. Look at all the warping on the fucking ceiling. You can't see it because the torch is on. Let's turn it. There you are, look at that. No one's cleaned it. No one's gone underneath the floorboards at all. Not at all. No one's pulled the flooring out. Well, there you are. That's my little safety check done for you. So they got power cables running where the gas pipes are. I'm pretty sure that's the gas pipe. And this one. Safety check. Make me laugh. Make me laugh. Don't make me laugh there. Don't you do it. Don't you? Anyway, yeah. And they're going to do an audit. Honestly, I think the people at Saffron, right, they love to cut corners, right? This is what I was on about with the service charge, yeah? Cutting corners, and then again with safety issues, and there again with running pipes, there again with doing any type of work they do, they cut corners. How the shit do you break the ice on that with employers? It must be incorporated into the training. This is criminal. It should be illegal. It should have prison sentences attached to it.
There should be audit as soon as the building is ready to be rented. Then you go and check completely.
No, this is why also I think that no limited liability company should be allowed to touch any of this stuff. Should be fully responsible. And you know what? That company that came out from National Grid in the emergency, brilliant. Thorough, brilliant. That's what I expect. And I bet it ain't a limited company. I bet that's a contractor. And if it is, wow. No. And then the council have sold this over to them? Seriously.
The council is selling everything left, right.
How many people have they killed doing this?
Who knows, but you hear now and then about something that there is explosion or fire.
Yeah, and if there is an explosion, how the fuck do you piece all of that back together?
And
come
then
on.
They don't tell you about it anymore.
Sure.
Yeah.
Easier to cover it up, right? I think gas has probably been one of the worst moves Britain has ever made. We've got water pipes, we've got gas pipes crossing water, we've got it crossing electricity, we've got lights underneath bath panels, and they want to talk about safety. You can't have solar panels because you might not be able to wire it correctly. And there again, if I did call the council out, what would they be worrying about? A couple of wires that are left. Because what, I've hung a wire up somewhere. Or because I've moved one of my... Non-live, but I've moved it out of the way. But what, because I've hung that up because I'm doing a different project. Maybe it's an art project. Maybe it's this. Maybe I am playing around with that stuff. But it's my own stuff, personal property. They wouldn't want to worry about this stuff, would they? It's lethal. Did you know there's no banding underneath that cooker? Gas pipe there. Oh, and the bath is leaking in 2 places, I think. One is around the overflow pipe. There you are. So look at that. Haven't used it in a year, and I suppose that we were supposed to have already been calling out Saffron by now. And then when I said to her about the staining on the ceiling, because we've all been washing from bottles. And then you go to have a shower, and then look at that. Look at what we saved ourselves from. A little bit of respite from all of the, you know.
Especially in winter.
You stopped me from going upstairs. Well, I didn't before you moved in, but I just know what you lot are like. What are you going to do? How are you going to check that? We're going to smack it with a piece of instrument?
Are you going to check it when you are supposed to check it?
You know, you put all that shit outside if you want to check it.
They won't check it until there is a big wet patch.
Or there's a big explosion, or there's big this. But there again, the wet patch that's there. What's it from? Well, I've already shown it on here where it's from. So because we couldn't turn off the outside tap that's outside when there's no drain underneath it either. So if I say that the foundations are wet and damp, they'll probably say, it's because you had the outside tap on. No, it's because it's pissing out of the gutter, which you know about. We're over a year.
And you probably knew about it before because it was so good that they'll tell me that they didn't report it. The people report it.
I thought gas pipes needed visual inspection. Visual. Not this crap with the instruments. Sure, they'll tell you that the pipe's integral while they're there, but I tell you what's missing, that you can't see the pipe. You can't follow it and be like, oh, it's a bit corroded here. We're using copper pipes. You know, copper pipes used to erode because water run through them. And then what? We've got loads of leaks that were before we moved in. It's ridiculous, isn't it? I think I find where the bad smell comes from, because I bet if you rip that bath up, rip the floor up, I reckon those copper pipes are. And then they'll say, it must have been you. You must have done it. Because, you know, all of this trouble really does follow you around. A load of bullshit, mate. How long does it take to rust a copper pipe? Well, oxidize or corrode, no idea.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm going to leave this one here, but still, because if not, I'll go on for England. Safety check. Well, you're already in the kitchen and you missed that, didn't you?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It was accessible.
He's only going to check it if I had a cooker on there, yeah? It passed. Because you've just smacked something. No, it's missing its protocol and it's near electricity. I thought they couldn't touch. Anyway,